Hi, I'm Martijn from the band Delain. And Delain is a symphonic metal band. We've been around since 2000. Our first album was released in 2005. So that has been quite some years. And now we are releasing our upcoming album, Dark Waters. It's going to be released February 10. And I'm extremely looking forward to taking that album on the road.
Beautiful, Martin. Thanks for joining us today.
Oh, my pleasure.
As you mentioned, mate, Delain are preparing to release your new album, Dark Waters, on February the 10th. So, how are you feeling about it, bro?
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, and I'm really looking forward to it. Of course, I haven't been playing for quite some time. We did a few songs end of last year, but not real tours. So I'm extremely looking forward to that. We're gonna do a European tour in April and May, and we're going to do an American tour in September. So that hasn't been announced yet. So yeah, there's a lot of and of course festivals. So there's a lot of cool stuff coming.
Yeah, very good. So, tell us a bit about Dark Waters from a musical point of view, mate, and what you were going for with it.
Yeah, I had a really big split in the band a couple of years ago. So it was even, yeah, the question if Delain would continue, but fortunately, some original band members returned, and for me, it was really important to capture the DNA of Delain with this record. And I think that worked out pretty well. We also had, for example, a guest musician returning who was present on, I think, 3 or 4 Delain albums already. That's Marco Hitala, the old singer of Nightwish,
Yeah.
um, and bass player. And we had a guitar player from Within Temptation. So yeah, we always have guests on our albums, and yeah, now it was the same. So to me, it was kind of going back to the roots a little bit with this album.
But the press release refers to Dark Waters as seeing Delain set off into a new era. Would they be talking musically, or would that be just because of personnel and new band members?
I think because of the new band members, but yeah, I think mainly that because the music is yeah, in the same vein as we always do. I think Dylan has a very recognizable style, and fortunately, the same songwriters are involved, so the sound is really very much there. So I think that really points to the new singer and the new bass player.
Yeah. And so far, you've released the singles Beneath and The Cold, mate. So, are they a good sonic representation of what to expect from the album overall?
Yeah, they are. They are because we chose these songs, yeah, kind of as an ambassador of the album because all elements are in there. We got symphonic elements in there, like everybody in the band who's in the band is heard in there because we also have some metal growls in there from our guitar player and our bass player. And yeah, there are also synthesizer influences, a little bit 80s influences. And yeah, those are elements that you hear often in Delain.
Yeah. So we've spoken about the couple of new members in the lineup, mate. So you've got Diana Leah on vocals, and I've got no hope in the world of pronouncing this right, but Lid, Ludovico Cioffi.
That's pretty good. Wow. Yeah, I take
Yeah,
my hat off for that. Now, he's from Italy,
yeah.
and we call him Ludo, but his full name is Ludovico.
Why
So
didn't I
yeah,
call
you're
him Ludo?
correct. Ah, that's better. That's handy. Do the same thing.
Tell us a bit more about each of those and what they bring to delay and sound.
Well, Diana as our new singer, that is of course a very big influence because as changing singers, it's always a really delicate thing to do, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. I always find a very striking example with that singer from Journey. You know, the guy from the Philippines, and he sounds like it's insane how much he fits the sound of that band. And I tried to do the same with Diana. When I found Diana, I thought like, wow, she fits Delain so well. It's unbelievable. And when she auditioned, I let her sing old songs from her previous record, and they are pretty difficult songs to sing. and it knocked me off my chair. So I'm really happy that she's on board. And Ludo, he comes from a death metal background, so he plays into other bands, death metal bands, where he's fronting one of those bands, and he actually plays guitar there. But his growls are like so heavy and so brutal, and we're so incredibly happy that he's on board. And I think with both of them, we have so much quality complemented to the group that yeah, I'm really grateful for that.
And Dark Waters was made after Delain separated in early 2021, mate, before reform with the current lineup. So was it a hard album to make given the circumstances?
Actually, no. It was, to me, it felt like business as usual because, yeah, as I mentioned, the main songwriting team is still there. I write like the stuff together with my writing partner Gus, and we did that from day one. And of course, there have been some contributions from the previous members, especially from the singer. She is, for example, a brilliant lyricist. So that was the only thing that was like really a tough nut to crack. But I'm really lucky. I'm married to a native English speaker. She's from the States, and she's very much into metal. And she's very much into language and lyrics. So I asked her if she would be willing to try out writing lyrics, and she did so for 80% of the album. And Diana also contributed with 2 songs and lyrics. So I have been really lucky with that. But for the rest, it was, to me, it actually felt like business as usual with writing, because we did it the way we always do.
You actually formed Delain back in 2002, mate, with a view to remaining more of a solo project. So what sort of impact were you hoping to have on the music world back then?
Actually, back then it was to challenge myself, because I was in Within Temptation before that, and I thought, and I left because of health problems. I got a mono disease, and like, so you get tired a lot, and so I had to leave. And after that, I thought, I'm gonna challenge myself, and I'm gonna try to write an album, a full album, and I'll ask some people around me. And I was blessed with knowing a lot of people in that music scene who are also in like big bands. So that was, yeah, I was really spoiled with that, and I did not really aim to make it my job. But 20 years later, here we are, and it is my job.
And then you invited Charlotte Vessels to join you on vocals in 2005, mate. So what changed to make you want to expand from that solo concept into more of a band situation?
Well, back then it was actually a very practical reason, because we were signed by Roadrunner Records. It was a huge label at that time. And they asked, hey, would you be willing to take this music on the road? Because, you know, you can promote it way better, and it might be fun for you to play this stuff live. So then, actually only then, after making that album, I thought, yeah, why not? That would be really cool. And then it developed into a band, but it was not the original plan.
So when it actually developed into a band, as you say, like, was it hard initially for you to give away full creative control?
No, I actually never did.
That's fair enough.
No, because I simply wrote the majority of the stuff together with Gus. I already did that always, but it didn't mean that I gave space. I didn't want to give space to others. Actually, I welcomed it. You know, I always think that's very refreshing and surprising if people come up with stuff. So they did. On a limiting scale, though. It was not that they came with lots of it, but it was really cool, and I welcome it, because, you know, then it's just nice to have those people also giving them space and having them to contribute on that.
Overall, mate, if you had to describe your music, it ranges from pop to film score inspired stuff to all out metal, mate. So was that a planned sound from the start, or was it sort of more something that came together as you went along?
It was simply our taste, the taste of me and Gus, and we like that stuff. I love movie score music, but I also love metal. I love riffing, and, I listen to Pantera and I listen to Hans Zimmer. And, yeah, so, and everything in between. So yeah, it's simply what comes out of the heart, and I think that's very important. Not to be too analytical in what you write and what you think people want to hear, but more, yeah, what comes from the heart, and hope that people can enjoy it, and that has always been the goal.
Very good. All right, Martijn. Well, thanks very much for your time today, mate. It's been a pleasure speaking with you. Dark Waters is out on February the 10th, and you guys are off on tour after that, so wherever you are around the world, check out the dates and head out along to the show.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure to be here.